up, you guys? It's Mary.
And Alma.
Hey, but you guys to like,
Share,
subscribe,
and comment.
down below, y'all. Today we are going to be talking about 90 Day Fiance, The Other Way. And of course, you have to go ahead and talk about Nicole and Mahmoud.
Yes.
It's always them. And, you know, I definitely was feeling like... Okay, so let's just start. She is taking, Mahmoud is taking Nicole swimming. Okay, she's having to wear the lovely bikini.
Prior to that, though, they had a really nice session.
Yeah,
where he showed her how to pray, at least a beginning style, right? He showed her that, and they seem to be doing really well.
And he said she's falling in love with him even more.
Yes, when she sees him in this praying and stuff.
Yeah.
And when she sees him in, doing things that are spiritual, she actually, it makes her fall in love with him.
I think that's the most beautiful thing about Islam is being able to pray with your significant other. You guys keeping each other accountable.
Yeah.
You know, having your husband lead you in prayer.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It is
and it's
beautiful.
A shame that it went from this beautiful moment
to
them cussing each other out, and then him basically asking for a divorce. I'm like, how did we get from here to there?
And then it's like they went to this swimming thing. And she says, okay, I have to wear this burqa.
And she said,
the swimming
suit. The bikini.
Okay, and then she stands like this, like, look at me with this stuff on my head. And then she takes it off her head. I thought it was a little dramatic.
I was
what she was doing.
Cracking up. Because I'm like, why are you looking like this?
Then she takes it off. Like, I don't wear hijab, so I'm not going to do that. And she walks out. So, based on what she had said, I thought he was going to be very upset. That she was not wearing the whole thing with the head, here and all that. But he didn't. He said she was beautiful. He was so happy.
He was so cute.
They went into the water. They played in the water.
Yeah.
It was lovely. And even when she tried to ask him questions, which sometimes I feel like it's a little goaty. Like, I think they both pick at each other. Like, she says he picks at her when no one is watching. I think she also picks on him. Because he came in and he was like, oh, you look beautiful, whatever. And she was still trying to, well, aren't you upset? I don't have this head thing on. And, like, he didn't care. He was just happy that she had actually worn the swimsuits,
I mean, for me, at first, I was feeling like, Nicole, like, we have been on Nicole's side this whole entire time. We have been saying that Mahmoud is doing too much and he's not following the laws of Islam and he's not giving her grace and everything. To me, it seemed I felt like maybe she was like traumatized by how he has been treating her because he has been doing it to like an extreme point. So I can see how she could be expecting him to be acting this way, right?
Absolutely.
So that's why I thought that she was maybe acting the way she was acting or whatever. Mm-hmm. But then I thought it was a little weird that she was asking, well, I'm not wearing it, yes, I do things for my crazy husband and stuff. So I was just like, well, why is she like goading him like he's fine?
Yeah.
So why aren't you fine in this moment, right?
Why does it have to be an argument right now? You came, you wanted to go swimming. He brought you swimming. You wore the bikini. You didn't put the headgear on it, which was fine with him. He was just happy. He said you were beautiful and all of this stuff. Now, what she said was that when she got out of the pool and she took off her clothes and all that stuff,
he was annoyed or irritated.
So she was asking what's going on, and he was like, nothing, honey, nothing. And, but she knows it was something. And the way he was annoyed. So it wasn't real. And so even when he came later and he's trying to figure out, just tell me, what did I say? Like, what did I do? He genuinely wanted to know. And she was upset because, I guess, of the look on his face.
Or
and
him saying, like, as if you care about me or whatever. Like, he said to those lines.
Right. Like, as if you care what I'm thinking or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not everything that you need to know, whatever's going on with a man.
Yeah.
Because you're not his God. You're not even his parents. You're his wife.
Yeah.
Women have to get out of this thing of trying to, I'm going to fix his problem. If you come and he's frowning, okay, and let him frown. Yeah. You okay? As if you care. I care about you. And look out the window and do you. But it doesn't have to be something that boils over into some drama outside in the streets of Egypt and pushing
him, and then she said, "Go find some other effing H
Yes,
WHO
the HO
plus the other
Like,
two letters. I just
that
felt
was
like it wasn't
so,
really.
and I think that's why when he looked enraged, like I cannot believe, like one, when you say that, it's like also you're insulting the women who are in Egypt, like you're calling them that.
Yeah.
You know, like that's how I took it.
Yeah.
Like because who else is he gonna find over there? But
Yeah.
another Egyptian woman, right? And
I just
so,
thought it was wrong, and then also my people. I
and
just
then
felt
he
like
didn't want her to be out there because this is not your country. This is Egypt. It's gonna get dark soon. Where are you going? Do you know people around? I am in charge of your safety. No, you're not coming. You're gonna go sit inside the place where you always swimming. And so he was just like, if you don't call me 5 minutes, I'm gone. And at that point, I was kind of annoyed too with her. I just was.
I just thought it was very odd. Like, I just felt like what he did that time really did not warrant such a reaction.
We really don't know what he did. She never really said. She said that he looked
even
upset.
if it was boiling over, right? I just don't feel like
No.
it was necessary. Like, I feel like
those curse
is
words,
Mahmoud
she was-
wrong on so many different levels for things that he has done? Absolutely. Do I think her calling other women the W word
No.
and then cussing at him and then pushing him, I feel like it was a bit much. If
Yeah.
you are so unhappy,
Yeah.
you should leave.
Yeah.
But it makes no sense for you to like have a whole hissy fit. And then when he tells you either, because he basically was like, listen, we can get a divorce or you can come and we can work this out.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I don't even want to talk to you. She didn't say she wanted a divorce.
No.
But if you're going to act like that, that's kind of like divorce
Well, be
behavior
ready
almost.
to see it all the way through.
Yeah.
To the point that you take
if
your
you're-
suitcase and you get on the plane and go.
Yeah, because my thing is, I feel like when you are in marriage, you have to really think. When you are arguing, you have to be able to. Didn't the prophet say you should think 3 times before you speak,
Yeah,
or something like
and-
that?
yeah.
I feel like in marriage there are 3 or 5 times I believe the prophet said. You have to think 3 or 5 times before you speak, and I feel like when you're in a marriage, you have to think in an argument. Am I going to cross boundaries? Do I want to stay in this marriage? And if you want to stay in this marriage, there's certain things you don't do or say. And I just feel like she just didn't think about that at that time. And I felt like she thought because I feel like once you start doing arguments like that, it's like, oh, I'm just going to continue to have these arguments and then we're going to continue to come together. Like, I feel like
in the audiences, like, oh, woe is me. Because from the time she was standing like this, looking all ridiculous. I mean, the way she was saying, all like,
I laughed so hard because I was just like, why is she looking like
world? And then you took it off anyway. So what was all of that for?
She said she didn't understand the true meaning of modesty until she wore a swimsuit.
It's seeming to me when I'm looking at Nicole in this particular scene, it seemed like she was trying to get sympathy. You know?
Which I don't think she needed to do that because
And
people are already sympathizing, especially
Yeah.
I feel like Muslim women. Because I mean,
Yeah,
and
everyone
because I
was-
thought one, it was a little odd that this man was half naked with his nipples out at a swimming pool, but you have her wearing a bikini.
Right.
I feel like what I love about Tanzania is that the men also dress modestly. It's not just a woman thing. Like the men are out here wearing their kufis on a regular basis. They're wearing their thobes. They're covering their legs. Like you really would not see
And he
Muslim
really
men.
could have gone in with his t-shirt.
I know, but I just feel like because when she
Either
sees
one.
that, she's not thinking, "Oh, this is Islam." She's thinking this is like a man forcing me to wear hijab. Because look at him; he's not like following the rules of Islam. Like I mean,
covered when she went in the pool.
I know, but she wore a whole burkini. This man had his nipples out and his knees out. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, he is smoking cigarettes. God says you should not be having things that inhibit your common sense or something like that.
Well,
So,
that's why alcohol is forbidden.
alcohol, smoking,
Not
drugs.
smoking. The cigarettes are not there. But of course, if you're going to do the marijuana and sniff that, it causes a problem.
Smoking also causes problems,
Like,
and it
no, it does.
It like
But it doesn't
it get you
disorient you.
It gets you lightheaded and stuff like that.
really?
Like it gives you a feeling, I think.
I don't know.
So my thing is also I don't think God would want us to be smoking cigarettes. Like I mean, if He don't want us drinking liquor,
It's not one of the things that are put as being forbidden. It just isn't.
smoking cigarettes
It's not
isn't.
there. No, it's not there. We're to stay away from things that alter, like our ethics, our values, Like when you're drinking, of course, you know you're not in your right mind. Sometimes people, when they drink, they do all kinds of things, right? And then they'll say it's alcohol. Nobody's saying that from smoking. Okay, but of course, smoking causes cancer, right? But it's not forbidden, no.
Anyway, y'all let us know if y'all think it's forbidden.
It's not. It's not. It's not. Mama, we read the Quran every year.
I know, but I don't think smoking necessarily is right.
It's not forbidden. It's just one of those things that are not
forbidden. Those who are Muslim, y'all let us know what y'all think. Because I'm conflicted right now.
I already know, and I'm telling you, cigarettes
I know, but I want to know what other Muslims are thinking about it.
There are a lot of people in the Muslim world who smoke cigarettes. They smoke cigarettes. It's not forbidden. It's not. Not like alcohol, not like marijuana and stuff. But yeah, he's there smoking his cigarettes. That's fine. It's not forbidden. It really isn't. I know.
Yeah, but I mean, I just thought the whole thing was really...
I wish it was forbidden. That would be nice, because when people smoke around me, all my tongue breaks out in brown bumps. I'm allergic.
Yeah, I just thought it was really a mess the way that they ended. I just thought that it was not necessary. I mean, I have been on Nicole's side, but I just felt like this was a bit much. And it doesn't seem like she was ready to actually give up the marriage. And she did not
really articulate what he said. He said whatever, as if you care. But that should not warrant this whole F-bombs, cursing out, don't touch me. Well, he shouldn't have grabbed her hand, because when you're upset, don't touch nobody. Keep your hands to yourself when you're upset, you know, because then you can bruise somebody, hurt somebody, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about, Debbie and Usma. Well, no, let's talk about Rishi and Jenny.
Okay.
So she actually is leaving. I was shocked that she actually left. She went to go see her family. They don't really think that this is going to necessarily work. She told them about the whole arranged marriage thing and all that. And
the mother trying to find him a wife.
Yeah, and I don't think they were really feeling that at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think, you know, at some point, hopefully she catches a clue and realizes she should not be with Rishi. But I don't know if Rishi's going to be loyal, because I see that he has he has sent a picture of his bare naked chest to one of her friends.
Who he did not know was a friend.
Yeah, which I think is really a mess.
I was like, yeah. So Rishi, it seems to me, he doesn't want to marry an Indian woman.
Yeah.
At all. It's like cement. Because I think he comes with a lot of responsibilities.
Right.
And he don't want all of that responsibility. He has had a responsibility on him since his father passed away.
Yeah.
And he's trying to run away from that. He just is. And he says, while my hair is growing on my head and I'm not bald, I will continue to try to go find me a foreign woman who's not Indian. So she's gone. He doesn't know when she's coming back. And he's like showing his six packs to other people.
Wow. But yeah, that was a mess, really. But let's go ahead and talk about Johan and Daniela. They found an apartment. She was like, I feel like she was making a big deal out of nothing about the whole driving thing. Like, he wants to be a patriarch, he wants to be a leader, and you know, if he thinks that that's how this is going to be for the rest of our lives, you need to catch a clue. I feel like, you know, sometimes I felt like that in America, where I felt like, oh, I could do what I can. Like, I'm a strong woman. I can do this. Like, I will go and be taking 20 bags of groceries in the house, you know, and all this stuff. And, you know, if I needed my brother to do something, he wouldn't do it. I'll just go ahead and do it. I'll be like, man, I can do it better anyway. Mm-hmm. You are taking too long or whatever. I have come to Tanzania. Mm-hmm. The men are very patriarchal. And you know what? I enjoy it. I enjoy not having to carry my grocery bags. I enjoy having Raheem come and bring all of the water cases into the house. I enjoy men pumping my gas. I enjoy men holding my grocery cart as I go and pick things to buy and put it in the cart. I enjoy all of that, and I enjoy them holding the door open for me.
Girl, you have been spoiled. What you gonna do when you go to the U.S.?
I mean, I enjoy all of that. If you want to be a man, be a man. You want to drive me around, that is fine. Yes. Like, I live for it. Let a man do his job. Like,
you come into our compound, gets out, opens the gate.
Yes, I don't have to do that. I'm here breaking my back here. Like, I'm supposed to be having kids. Why the hell am I carrying 20, 30 groceries trying to show that I'm strong? I am a soft black woman. I do not need to do none of that. Girl, you better sit back and let that man be a man.
You're going to have enough carrying in your lifetime carrying them babies.
And, I mean, just let the man be a man. No, I need to drive. I need to drive. When the day that women learn that they don't have to be strong and that it's not necessary, it'll be a great day for society.
They really begin to focus on themselves, which is what they should be doing all this time so they can do their role properly.
My thing with her, it just seems like she wants to go out of her way to dominate or kind of make him seem like he is a female dog, really. Because, I mean, didn't she say that you're my wife because I am paying the bills or whatever?
So
it's like
to cook and clean.
Yeah, so she's basically trying to say that, oh, you know, you need to be doing this and you need to be doing that. I just feel like, girl, if you want to be a man, then go be with a woman, and then you could be the man in that relationship. But I mean, let that man be a man.
In that relationship, I mean, sometimes you have both of them. They both have like the female role. They both come down the aisle with their dresses. So even that, I mean,
but if you want to be a man so bad, then go be in a relationship. But why go get somebody who's 7 foot tall and you don't even enjoy that and enjoy the benefits of somebody being tall, strong, and masculine and let him do his job?
Get a man from America and stay over there. I mean, you have
this
all that different kind of culture.
That man is like 7 foot. That man has muscles, and you don't want him to be a man. Then you should have.
You want to emasculate him on top of that.
I think she enjoys that. Like, it's some not sadistic, but it's some weird behavior. Like, she gets some kick out of making this little man like.
Oh, I mean the big man.
This big man look little, or treat him as if he's insignificant. Yeah. There's something wrong with that child. I gotta move on, child, because I can't. But Debbie and Usman.
I don't know what it is. You know, while you're there, Debbie, go get therapy and try to figure out why you need to feel in control of every aspect.
She has a oak tree of a man, and you want to make him like feel emasculated.
Yeah.
You know how many women would be happy to have a man who's tall and buff? There's not many tall men in America.
And wants to do all those things.
I know, and actually wants to be a man. Like, I can't even tell you some of the stories, child.
And he has now found an apartment. And if I were her, I would keep the little money I have and go and stay wherever he has chosen, because that's what he can afford. That's why he chose it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I would say, girl. But stop stressing yourself out. Women, stop just feeling this need to be strong. It's BS.
And she looks stressed. You're in DR. What are you being stressed for?
That whole feminist movement, I feel, was a bunch of cow dunk that was probably also perpetrated by the men to have women go there and do men's job. Now the men are sitting at home in little skirts while you go out there and you're bringing in the groceries and then you're paying all the bills.
Husbands.
I know. When he's sitting at home as you're here being the man and the woman, then he still expects you to cook and clean and then give him sex on a regular, but he ain't got no job. I mean, girl, if you want to do that, you should have just stayed in America. Like, what are you doing?
I'm sure there are a lot of guys there that you can, hey, dominate as much as you want. But guess what? They're going to get you back, though. It might not be in front of your face, but they will be getting you back behind your back. So
anyway, let's talk about Isabel and Gabrielle. He is finally going to go and tell the parents.
He tells them, and we don't know
what
now.
Their reaction was.
Stunned.
They seem stunned, shocked. I don't think they actually ever imagined their daughter will go. I don't think they suspected that their child swung that way. Yeah. And then also, I think the children confused. Like, how does this even work? Like, what are the ins and outs and stuff? Yeah. And I just think it's all very, very new to them because she grew up in a religious household. You don't expect your child to start now dating a transgender. Right. I think when you grow up in a religious family, I think most of the time that's the last thing they think about, right? Yeah. So now it's like they have to open up their minds to this whole thing, and it's like, do we still accept her? No, him. How do we still accept him?
I don't even know if they're transgenders over there. Right? I don't know. Like,
I mean, the doctor said there was only one other.
She has not said. Like, the doctor said he had done for the parts, the genitalia, right?
Yeah.
And I have this question because I was watching someone on YouTube, and he's a doctor, and he was with another doctor, and they were talking about, and I don't know how true this is, but if there's anyone in the comments who actually is a transgender, I wanted to know, because they were saying that when you have like the new like penis for genitalia, right? That you are unable to have an orgasm with it, and I think it doesn't, like, you can't get semen out of it. So I was just wondering about that, but he never really spoke about that. And and it concerned me. And you know why it concerned me? Because now they have this thing where people, children who are below the age of 18, can with their teacher, and even without their parents' consent, go and have the surgery.
Yeah.
And my concern is, I used to, I was a nurse before I retired.
Right.
My concern is, who is advocating for that child?
Yeah.
When your child goes to the doctor before the age of 18,
Yeah.
you go with the child. And
Yeah.
you're that child's advocate. If the child is
Right.
going through any kind of surgery, you are there to see what's going on. You are asking those questions.
Yeah.
If my child has to have, open heart surgery, like, what are these things? What's going to be the effect on day-to-day living? All of that stuff. You are asking, you are advocating for that child.
Yeah.
The problem when you take the parent out of it, you don't have a parent who's going to ask, is this new organ that you put on the child, is that organ going to be able to work? You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's a lot
because a child is never going to ask the doctor that. They're not going to know to ask. Who is advocating for the child? And so that was a problem that I have.
Yeah.
And I just want to know, because that's not right. That's not right at all.
No.
That should be against the law.
Yeah.
Because you need to have a parental advocate for that child.
Yeah.
You need to have someone advocate for that child. And who's doing that? Who's asking those questions? Because when he talked about it, even though he makes the little sculpture models of the penile sculptures, right? That's his job. He never talked about that. That this organ is not going to, you're not going to be able to get an orgasm through that. Like, you're not going to be able to feel like like if you were born with it, how it feels.
Yeah.
I know he was talking about something that you can actually either pump it up, when you want it to be like erect, and then, like, I guess deflate it when you want it to just be flaccid. But he never talked about that, like the orgasm.
Well, it seems like he's trying to make the whole thing seem cushy, as if nothing really changes. Which, me personally, I don't think he should be lying.
There are other things.
Because there are so many stories that not that I'm searching for, but I have seen a lot of stories of people who turn from woman to men, and then they have regrets, and they decide, you know what, I want to go back to my original gender because of all the complications and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't think that it is. Not that I know, and I'm not really trying to get into it because it's Ramadan. But I really doubt that you are able to orgasm the same, because you have really, all those nerves are kind of snipped away. You know what I'm saying? There's like you're having to invert stuff and everything. So it's just, it doesn't operate naturally. So obviously it's not going to be the natural thing, because you have now and gone and done something else.
But it bothers me, because I am one of these people, I really believe in being able to have a wonderful orgasm, right? And it's like you're taking that away from a child who does not even know. Before they even grow to even understand what's going on, they don't have an advocate.
Yeah.
If you remove the parents from it, and that should be against the law.
Well, I think they do that because it's an agenda. I think there's an agenda. That's why they try to get kids when they're so young, when they don't have the sense.
That's ridiculous. We will never take a child below the age of 18 to go have major surgery. This is a surgery that's going to affect the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
And they don't have a parental advocate to go and ask all those questions. Because if they get the answer, oh, by the way, you're never going to be able to really enjoy the way you would, maybe they'll say, maybe I'm not going to do this right now.
Yeah.
But they don't have an advocate, and that bothers me. So I really want to know, because I heard this from this doctor, and he was talking to a psychotherapist, but he's a doctor, he was talking about this. But I want to know if there's anyone who knows someone who is trans and has the answer to this, if that is true. Or if someone who is trans watching our show, let us know.
Yeah.
Are you able to have like a fulfilling like life, sexual life? And is it true that you cannot have orgasm with the new organ? Like that's awful. You know what? That's as bad as when they have, you know, in some cultures they go and they cut your genitalia so that you are not a woman is not able to have as much pleasure as the man, and you know, or something like that bothers me. So anyway,
but let's talk about Jamie and Chris. She proposed to her.
Oh.
Jamie and Chris, they went glamping. She proposed to her. They had a lovely time.
I tell you, when Jamie smiles, she just has the most beautiful smile.
Yeah.
You know, when she smiles and you just look at her, you're just like, wow, you know. But she does not want to tell her family.
Yeah.
And that's going to
because they just will not accept it.
They're not going to accept it.
Yeah. I just don't think Jamie should rush into it. I think there's something off about Chris.
Yeah.
The fact that she said something weird, where she said that, you know,
this episode?
Yeah, okay. She said that, oh, you know, you have, and now that you have seen it all, you've been through it all in the first few days, you know, now I know we can get married. So now I'm starting to think that she tested her on purpose with all that stuff.
Oh,
I just felt like it was so much back to back to back. Like 4 days.
Every day was something new.
And my thing is, if you're testing me like that, I think that I probably need not to be with you. Yeah. Because that was a lot.
I hate those tests. Like, you give me a test, like,
Yeah, I think the electricity went out just now. Yeah. But yeah, so that was just odd. Let's go ahead. Did we talk about Rishi? Yeah, we did. We talked about Rishi. Debbie and Osama.
Osama, yeah. It was beautiful, their camel ride.
They got back together. Well, he apologized or whatever the case may be, and
she asked him, she said, "Are you embarrassed by me?" And he says, "You know, no, I'm not embarrassed by you. I don't look at anybody.
Because when I die, it'll only be you and my family. Yeah, so that's all that matters."
That was such a profound thing for someone so young.
Do I believe him? I don't know. We will see. Because Usman, one day he's here, one day he's here, and one day he's everywhere.
I hurried up and talked about that 2 months plan.
Yeah.
I know you will not have come if I had told you, but now I'm telling you now. And 2 months, you go back to the United States, and then we see from there. Because we have been living on social media, and we need reality. So this is now reality.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to.
That man sounded very clear. He talked about some misunderstanding.
Yeah, I don't believe that man. I just don't. But it's Mary. And we invite y'all to like,
share,
subscribe,
and comment
down below. Bye.